I thought if I work really, really hard and I hustle really, really hard, I'm extraordinarily ambitious, I could run away from the fear. I wanted to be financially independent, always. I saw that as a path.
What's one thing on your bucket list you're determined to accomplish?
Writing fiction novels. I love that. It just lights me up. I was just scared and I didn't want to be scared anymore.
Okay, I'm super excited. I want to welcome you, Julie, to the show. Julie Edmonds, Senior National Consultant. Did I get that right? Or executive?
I'm everything. How about that? I'm everything.
Okay. I have a tremendous amount of respect for you. Few different ways we're going to kind of go at this. You are an incredibly empathetic, just warm, caring human being. You're a killer at business. I think you're an incredible leader, and I think you do it with a lot of heart and just integrity and passion. So I want you to tell us all, how'd you get on, tell us about yourself,
Sure.
Maybe a little bit about your life, your background, and then we'll get into all the business stuff.
Okay. Wow, Vera, that was so sweet.
I really feel
you
that
really
way.
touched me.
Yeah.
I mean, that was so beautiful. Wow, you kind of shook me there.
Sorry.
Sorry. No, it's okay. Okay, so I grew up in Louisiana. All brothers, all boy cousins, huge farm. But for somewhere deep inside, I was sort of the daredevil. I always wanted, for some reason, to run my own business. And there was not a lot of entrepreneurs in my family. So, I don't know where it came from, but I read the Wall Street Journal and I thought maybe I wanted to be a stockbroker. I just wanted to make a lot of money. I wanted to travel the world, and, I heard my parents complaining about money a lot. So I was like, I am going to save them all. That's what I thought anyway, growing up. But I got beat up a lot by my brothers, so I learned to fight. I took Taekwondo when I was younger so that I could get a black belt so I could beat my brothers up.
It's wild.
But I never did. My dad was very eclectic. He's a writer, and I think that's where I got my passion for writing from. I journal all the time. My mother was extraordinarily independent. She was a computer scientist back in the 70s, where women weren't doing a lot of homemakers, which is fine, but she wasn't. And she really taught me how to be independent and really fight for what we wanted and be who we were, be authentic to ourselves. So, and I loved growing up in Louisiana. I mean, there was a lot of, I don't even know how to describe it. Growing up in Louisiana was, people were real Southern hospitality. People were just so kind and nice. And when I moved out of there, I moved to Florida after college. I waited tables in college, and I moved to Florida, and it was like a culture shock to me. But it's interesting because I think what drove me more than anything, I had, right at the end of college, my parents divorced. Mm-hmm. And my mom moved to Florida. That's how I ended up in Florida. I broke up with my boyfriend that I was so in love with. Both my grandparents passed away, and I was trying to graduate college all at the same time. And I had no idea. I thought I could handle stress because I didn't even know what it was. But when all of that happened and my mom moved away and then suddenly I was on my own, I had started to have massive panic attacks. So much so that, it was debilitating. I was so scared of everything. I'm like, where did this come from? I was so extroverted. I took drama in school, and I was scared of my own shadow. I was scared to order pizza over the phone. And so after college, I moved to Florida, and I answered an ad, and I started door to door, which you're familiar with.
Yep, I sure am.
And I thought if I work really, really hard and I hustle really, really hard and I go and I'm extraordinarily ambitious, I could run away from the fear. And that was part of what drove me to just try to be more successful. I was just scared, and I didn't want to be scared anymore.
So my next question, which is really interesting, why this business, especially as you describe that fear, this business is
scary.
Yeah, I was like, but you're kind of stepping into it. So why this journey?
Well, I wanted to run my own business, and I didn't know how, and I saw that as a path. I wanted to be financially independent always. I saw that as a path. And I wanted a family. That's all I knew.
So tell us about your journey in the business. a little bit.
I opened up my first office in Charlotte, North Carolina, and that was a disaster. I was crying 24/7. A sharp person would come in and I would look at them like, I'm supposed to help you get to the next level. I'm trying to help myself. I thought I had to teach them all these life's lessons. And it's like I forgot everything that I had originally learned. And I was just mortified and horrified. And I was comparing myself to every single person on the planet. I was like, I am a big fat loser. I just was so low. And I think I had some mentors in Miami. And the good thing that they were saying, they kept telling me, Julie, just keep sticking to it. Next year we'll be laughing. And I think I needed someone to believe in me when I didn't believe in me. And that was a great lesson for me in my future training with other leaders, like just helping them believe in themselves and believe in them when they don't believe in themselves. So fast forward, I packed up my stuff and I ended up in Miami and I just regrouped and went back in the field. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. This is so simple. You mean I just need to go in the field, set the pace, law of averages, and teach someone else how to do it? Duh. Duh. And so when I started just simplifying everything and not overthinking and overprocessing and everything else, boom, my team just built back up. Suddenly we had this huge team of people. And I reopened. That's when Jim Majeski came to town and said, hey, we have this program. And we started with that. Yeah. And it was great. I mean, we gained a ton of momentum a few years later. I was in Cosmopolitan magazine as Fun, Fearless Female. And I thought I was on top of the world. It was like, wow, like after all the struggle that I had gone through and all the crying and all the fear and everything that I had gone through, I was like, wait a minute, you just got to stick to it. You just have to stick to it and find some other people that can kind of show you the way, honestly. And that's really all it was. And I started to believe in myself.
So being an entrepreneur, I think it comes with a unique set of challenges.
Yeah.
Because it all starts and ends with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
What challenges have you faced along the way? You've shared a few. And how did you overcome them?
Whew. Well, public speaking was not my favorite thing. I remember if I have to public speak, I quit.
Wow.
And I remember my first leaders meeting, there was the host and there was like, this is the biggest West Palm Beach leaders meeting that we've had. There's 600 people here. And everybody's screaming and I'm like crawling thinking, oh my God, what can I make up? And I was thinking of every excuse in the world to run out of the room. But I was like, I can't think of a good enough excuse. So I had to go up and do my speech. And I ended up getting a standing ovation, my first speech.
Wow.
I don't know if maybe they felt sorry for me a little bit. But, overcoming those types of things. But again, the anxiety was just like, it was just simmering and it never went away. And for a long time, I just thought I had to live with it. And for a long time, I'd find success and I'd start to think, man, I don't know what I'm doing. I suck. Maybe I'm not smart. Maybe I don't sound good when I speak. I mean, I started judging myself so hard that I became, what they call like imposter syndrome. Mm-hmm. Like on the outside, there's Julie. She's doing all this great stuff, but I was struggling so deep on the inside. Like I'm just not good enough. I must suck. And I went to bed with these terrible thoughts all the time. And there were moments when I was with my team, I felt great. But then when there are other moments in certain circles and certain areas, I just felt like I was losing all day long. And honestly, the one thing that helped me was going to therapy. And that changed my life. It made me realize about my internal thoughts and my internal dialogue was really disempowering me. It was killing me. And it was irrational thoughts that anybody else would have said, what are you talking about? But that's what I was doing. And it just was killing me.
So two things. And I want to dig into that a little bit because I believe that a lot of people have those thoughts.
Right.
But first thing, do you know that people are more afraid of speaking in public than dying?
Okay.
So I can't remember where I read the stat, more people fear public speaking than dying. So I think that's, normal for people. Yeah. And then the second thing, okay, so all these things are going on in your head. You've realized they don't serve me in any way. It's not good for me. What do you do? How do you change that?
Well, what I've learned now, years and years and years and years later, there's something called investigating your thinking. And I have a 3-part process. I investigate my thoughts, I interrupt the pattern, and I install a new belief. So it's 3 I's: investigate, interrupt, install. So I really start to think when a story starts sizzling up and I start to feel this pain or this anxiety and those old stories start circling around in my head, I stop, I pause, I relax, and I get curious. I'm like, wait, what's really going on? So investigate. And then interrupt. I interrupt the thought. Wait, what if this is not true? Let me think of it a different way. Let me approach this a different way. I am good enough. I'm resourceful. I'm smart enough. I'm worthy. I can do that. I've worked hard for this position. I'm capable. And if I'm not, I'm smart enough to find somebody else. This is the thought process that went on in my mind for years. And it was a constant trying to be aware all the time, to the point where it's like, oh my God, I'm driving myself nuts, thinking. But eventually it became not what I had to do, but just who I am now. It's natural. And so I constantly stop, relax, wait, reverse, rewind, and think something that's benefiting me and connecting to like my highest self.
So investigate, interrupt, install. New thought. That's good. That's really good. Really good. And I think a lot of people, when they hear this, you just gave them like practical, maybe this is something I can do.
It's practical.
For myself. Wow, that's awesome. Looking back, what are some valuable insights you wish you knew when you started?
Oh, God.
Oh, God, she says.
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, what were some valuable insights that I wish that, okay, I know. Someone asked me one time, if you could talk to your younger self and tell her something, I would say, Julie, it's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. But that never happened. So I had to figure that out on my own decades later.
That's good. Okay. You've grown and evolved personally, professionally. What are some ways that today, I mean, you've achieved a lot. You've achieved a lot. How do you continue to focus on your development? How do you continue to level up?
I think self-development is a lifelong thing. It's not a one-time, like you take this great shower and you never have to take a shower again kind of thing. It's like, it's just a constant, it's a lifestyle. And either, we know the growth mindset or the fixed mindset. I think I'm always willing to explore that. I used to always think I was right. And I know now that was just like a protection mechanism. Like if I'm not right, then I'm not good enough, or maybe that's because I'm dumb. But now I'm okay. If I'm wrong, I'm like, well, maybe I'm not right. There are smart people in the world that know stuff. And so I think it's just, again, going back to the investigating my thoughts, I'm constantly, and not in a very secure way, I investigate what I'm thinking, and then I like intuitively feel into, is that right? And I'm pretty in tune with my intuition now. So that's really how I feel my way through stuff at this point. That's what I do.
Okay.
And another thing too, I believe, and I 100% understand now, that our minds are the creators of our life. Our souls, we can create whatever we want. And I used to live in this prison. I used to live in this prison of my outer exterior world, just sort of reacting. And so many people just react. And I let myself out of prison. And now I look at it from a different perspective, like, wait, I'm in control. I'm in charge. I am creating my life, and I freaking love it.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that. You're glowing as you say that.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, looking ahead.
Yeah.
What are some key goals you've set for yourself, your business? Like what's in the future for Julie?
Well, I used to think I need to have this by then and this by then. I don't think that anymore. I'm so open to any possibility. Like, throw it my way and I'm going to roll with it. I'm so open to this most amazing life. And I just keep creating it in my mind that it gets better and it gets better and it gets better. I think I've become a really great mother for my children. And I used to not tell myself that. I used to tell myself I wasn't a good mom. But again, everything's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So I've let go of the guilt. And I look at it like I show up like I'm doing the best I can. So just be a fantastic mother, provide, support, nurture, all the good stuff. Be a great partner. And just show up for my people in an authentic way. You know, I heard the other day, authenticity is the new sexy. And so I'm so comfortable with who I am now. And I think that that inspires other people just to be okay with who they are, not try to be something else. That is my purpose in life, is for people to understand that they are best when they remember who they are.
That's great. And people need those examples.
I think so.
Like, it's okay to be you.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's awesome. Who has been the most influential person in your life?
Well, besides my peers and my mentors like you and Gary and all those things aside, I mean, Vera, you and I grew up together in this
Sure
business.
did.
I mean, I remember meeting you. I think it was in a bar in Canada. You're like, "You're Julie, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you're Vera, right?" And then years later, we were toasting on a yacht. Remember when we had $2 together like 25 years ago?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, look, I find myself, I am so grateful to be surrounded by, like, you know, just amazing human beings. That aside, you know, we all think as parents, and particularly as mothers, that we want to be this great coach and leader and trainer and teacher for our children. But then I find that it's flipped. Like, my kids have cracked me open. Like, they have been the most profound teachers of life for me. Like, you know, they'll push you to your limits. They'll challenge everything you say. They mirror image anything you do, good, bad, great, not so good. I see their insecurities. I see their confidence. I see all kinds of stuff, and I'm looking at myself. And it's really helped me elevate myself. And just by being a better mother and more responsive, I see it's just a reflection. And just noticing that my children are a reflection of me and vice versa, it's really been eye-opening. I didn't know that. Like, I just thought, that's it, you do this and that. That doesn't work.
No, it does not work, Julie. No, I wish it did. I really do. Have you learned, like, do different things stand out about each of them?
100%.
Yeah?
Yes.
Would you share?
Of course.
Okay.
Well, I don't want to call my kids out, but anyway, my oldest son is just extraordinarily articulate. And we had some people the other day, we were doing this little family interview, and they were interviewing my oldest son, Lucas. And he said, "What have you learned from your mother?" And he kept saying she's ambitious. And I'm like, oh, God, you know, and at first my heart's breaking. Like, all he kept saying was, well, she travels a lot. And she's,
right.
I'm like, can you just say I'm compassionate or something?
Right. Then you're like, investigate, interrupt.
I'm starting to get triggered. But then he started to say, you know, my mom has this extraordinary way of, like, turning her thoughts around. When something bad starts happening, she changes it into a positive way. And I've learned from that. And I noticed Lucas does that. Like, he stops himself when he's in a moment. Like, we all have our moments. Yeah. He stops and he goes, wait. And then he turns it around. And I'm, like, fascinated by that. Like, wow, oh my God, like, something's working.
Yeah.
My middle son is extraordinarily empathic. He just feels everything's a feeling in him. And I think that that's a lot like myself. And then my daughter, she's just a mini Julie. Like, she's a little bossy. I don't know where she gets that from, but I mean, I don't know. But it's great. They're wonderful kids in their messy selves. You know, we're all messy and wonderful. And, you know, life's about joy and happy. You know, it doesn't matter what we have. It's about, you know, being happy.
So you just pretty sure you were asked to write book, right? Tell me.
Okay. So,
tell me about that process.
Yeah. So I wrote a couple of chapters in a couple of business books. That's like the thing these days, where you can write a chapter in a book.
Okay.
One of the first Shark Tank guys, Kevin Harrington, was advertising for people to write a book with him. And I did. And I wrote, I auditioned, or, you know, I sent in my stuff, and they chose me. And there was 15 other entrepreneurs. And it was such a wonderful, amazing experience. I went to this green room and I was super nervous. I'm like, why am I so nervous? And I realized I was outside of my comfort zone. There was cameras everywhere. There's like professional people coming with these microphones. And I was like, what is happening? And it was so fun. And, like one door leads to another. Someone said, hey, are you in this group? And I was like, no. And it was a marketing mastermind. And so I ended up getting invited to this mastermind, and they signed up with them for a year. And I ended up writing a chapter in Rudy Marr's book. He's you'll see him all over. He's like the celebrity influencer. Celebrity marketer. He works with a lot of celebrities actually. And so I've been just having fun. And the real bottom line is my passion is writing. I've always written. I've journaled my whole life. My father's written several novels. And I've always wanted to write fiction books that become movies. That has been something that if anybody's known me for a really long time,
I did not know
it's just a passion. And so that's how I ended up with this Kevin Harrington chapter, because I was just looking at different avenues to get some social authority online, because if I want to publish a book, it's about how well you're known these days. And so I'm writing a novel. And it's set in 1900s New Orleans, and I've been thinking about this for 30 years. Honestly, it's just like this soul story, and it's so fun. And I'm almost done. I think it's going to be done by this July.
Wow!
So that's how I ended up with the business chapters, because I was looking for avenues to write and get some experience and meet some people that publish and understand those types of things. And that's really what was driving me.
That's super cool. If you need anybody to read it, I'm a big reader.
Okay.
Big reader. Okay, now I'm going to go fun.
Okay.
Fun questions. All-time favorite book, movie, song.
All-time favorite book, movie, song. I love Gladiator.
Okay.
Gladiator.
Did you see the new one?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course. So I think it's just about the redemption. He's just redemption is huge. And Shawshank Redemption, if I start watching that, I'm suckered in. I can't stop watching it. I don't know why. I just love when the person wins in the end. I love those things. Favorite book, I'm a huge fan of Anne Rice. She wrote all of these vampire and witch novels. And growing up in Louisiana, it's just in my heart and soul. And the way I grew up in the house that was a hospital during the Civil War. So I have a lot of interesting supernatural stories. So I love books like that.
Song?
Favorite song? Pink Floyd, Comfortably Numb.
Okay. Huh.
It's just speaks to your soul.
Okay. All right. If you could collaborate with any person, living or dead, on a project, who would it be and why?
Ooh, okay. Well, because I love to write, I think Maya Angelou. She doesn't write. Her words just linger into poetry. It's just so beautifully written, and it moves you. I would love to spend time with her. And then, in my hypnotherapy, I would love for her to write a script for my hypnotherapy sessions that were poetic and rhyming and just beautiful. It would be so calming and just lovely, I think. I don't know.
I love that.
Yeah.
I'm learning about you. If you could travel to any era for a day, where and when would you go, and what would you do?
Oh, that's so fun. I would totally go to 1900s New Orleans, where it was the birth of jazz. So you had Louis Armstrong, Buddy Bolden, Jelly Roll Morton, who are showing up in my novel, by the way. They were playing in all these brothels, and they had these madams that ran these amazing mansions that by today's standards were worth hundreds of millions of dollars. And they were women that had power in a time where women had no power. And so I would go there and interview them and watch the jazz and sip on some whiskey and wear a big feather hat and just watch.
I love that. Okay, what's your guilty pleasure when it comes to entertainment or indulgence?
Oh, God. Okay, my guilty pleasure, red wine.
Okay.
All day long.
Mine too, Julie.
I know.
Mine too.
I know.
What's one thing on your bucket list you're determined to accomplish? Well,
I keep saying it, writing a fiction novel or novels. I love that. It just lights me up. It lights my soul on fire. And so that's just
Anything
something.
else? Like hey, I got to go see this place, or I want to go jump out of a plane, or.
Yeah, I've always wanted to travel to Egypt and visit the pyramids. I haven't done that yet. So that's 100% on my list. And I think when I'm really old, I want to open this wellness retreat where people could come and just stay and elevate their soul.
That's awesome.
Sound healing, hypnotherapy, nature, grounding. I don't know. You know the list. It's just going to go on with an amazing team of people.
Oh, I love that. I'm going to a silent retreat in June.
Ooh, that means you don't talk?
Don't
How do you
talk.
do that?
We're going to find out.
Have you not done it before?
No.
Your first time?
My first time.
How long?
Yeah, it's going to be 5 days, 4 nights.
Oh, my God.
So I'll let you know.
So you don't talk for 5 days. Are you going by yourself?
By myself. I feel like it'd be easier.
Where is it? Yeah.
Santa Barbara. And then if I do it well there, I'm going to Cambodia, because you can do the same thing with monks.
Are you going to get one of those tattoos
I
where
would
they
like
take
to.
the hammer? And
Yeah, I would like to.
I've heard you talk about Cambodia before. You've been talking about that for years.
For a long time. Yeah.
Is that on your bucket list?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's on my list.
That's wonderful. I think that's great.
Yeah. So
I'll
we'll
go
see.
with you.
I'll let you know.
We can get matching tattoos.
Yeah, sure. I want to say thanks. Thanks for coming. Thanks for doing this with me.
Oh, thank you.
I
It was
appreciate
so
you
fun.
sharing. I think a lot of people are going to get a lot out of this.
Oh, thank you. I just want to say I love you, Vera.
I love
I've
you
loved
too.
you've been such an inspiration to me and all of us, and
I
thank
love
you
you
too.
too.